I mean, speaking of construction and buildings, I mean, the commission recently, deadlocked, and now it'll head to the legislature. I guess, what is your, I guess, hopes for, getting this, the budget, governor's building budget approved?
As far as the capital budget goes, I mean, there have been some exciting projects. It's unfortunate that to reach that sort of stalemate, but that's what has been emblematic of the last 2 years. A lot of unnecessary partisanship, and projects like what's going on here show how we can lead, show how we can take a sustainable lead in terms of the way buildings should be built. And that was another one of our task force recommendations, making sure that there are certain standards, making sure that with the Department of Safety and Professional Services that our building codes are actually up to date. So, while the building commission's actions and not approving the capital budget, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, there's still so many opportunities, and we just can't let that setback stop us, and we won't.
Sure. And then, related to the Supreme Court decision, I'm just curious what, any thoughts or reactions to it?
Yeah, my immediate thoughts are, this is, it was a decision that wasn't made with the safety and health of people in the state in mind. We've been through this for an entire year, a year of unnecessary death, a year of unnecessary, unnecessary sickness, and hospitals being overcrowded. And science has shown that one of the mitigating factors that prevented even more death and even more rates of infection was the fact that people were required to wear masks. This isn't a partisan thing. The virus has unfortunately affected people and families of all political persuasions. And so for the Supreme Court to take a partisan or make a partisan decision like they did, as they have acted as a partisan arm of the Republican-controlled legislature, it's just going to put more people at risk.
Sure. And then, in terms of the governor's plan moving forward for distributing the American Rescue Plan funds, what role do you feel like the legislature should have, in that?
So I look at it the same way as I look with at the Medicaid expansion dollars. People across the state, we could cover 90,000 more people. We can drive down costs for people who have private insurance. But the legislature had control over that decision. They haven't expanded Badger Care in Wisconsin. And so I think that the governor, as elected by the people, should have the authority to be responsible in a way that we haven't seen that responsibility taken, and being able to divvy up those funds to make sure that resources are properly allocated. We're talking about a legislature that was supportive of repealing mask mandates, or was supportive of compromising people's health and safety. I mean, they should show some leadership before deciding they want to control the funds. In the absence of leadership from the Republican majority in the legislature, we have to do what's necessary to make sure that communities are made whole again. Assembly and Senate Republicans, just like national Republicans, have shown their willingness to lend support to the people who are the most well-off already, people who don't even necessarily need relief, while at the same time families continue to struggle. Look at the $50 million that could potentially be lost in food aid. They have not shown responsibility, and people's lives are literally hanging in the balance. People's lives and livelihoods are continuing to be put at risk. And so while that's taking place, the governor is going to do what he needs to do to make sure we bounce back better than we ever were before.